In the bustling heart of Lagos, the Golden Spoon restaurant stood as a beacon of luxury. Its glass exterior gleamed under the Nigerian sun, attracting wealthy patrons in sleek cars. The owner, Mr. Charles Bennett, was a man of wealth and precision, always dressed in tailored suits, his shoes polished to a mirror shine. Known as Mr. Charles to his staff, he commanded respect with a quiet nod and a firm carry on. The restaurant employed dozens, chefs, waiters, and cleaners, each working diligently to maintain its pristine reputation. Among them was Grace Thompson, a cleaner who moved silently through the dining area, scrubbing floors and wiping tables. Her brown and gold uniform was faded, her shoes worn thin. Every evening, as the restaurant closed, Grace approached the head chef with a timid request for a salary advance. Her voice was soft, her eyes downcast, as if the act of asking pained her. Mr. Charles had noticed her requests, always polite, always urgent. Curiosity stirred within him. Why did she need the money so desperately? One humid Lagos evening, Mr. Charles lingered in his office, loosening his tie after a long day. As he stepped into the parking lot, he spotted Grace standing near the staff exit, clutching a small bag. Her posture was tense, her gaze fixed on the ground. Intrigued, Mr. Charles approached her. "Grace, everything all right?" he asked, his tone neutral. She hesitated, then whispered, "Please, sir, may I have a small advance on my salary? Just a little, I beg." Her hands trembled slightly. Mr. Charles raised an eyebrow. "Again? What for?" he asked, not unkindly. Grace's eyes flickered up, then down. "For my family, sir," she said softly. He nodded, granting her request, but a question lingered in his mind. Where did the money go? Instead of driving home, Mr. Charles waited in his sleek Range Rover, watching as Grace left the restaurant. She walked quickly, her bag swinging lightly. Something about her quiet urgency tugged at him. Without fully understanding why, he started his car and followed her at a distance, keeping his headlights dim. Grace boarded a crowded Danfo bus, its yellow paint chipped and faded. Mr. Charles trailed behind, navigating the chaotic Lagos traffic. The bus wound through bustling streets, past vibrant markets and neon-lit bars, before entering a quieter, rougher part of the city. The roads grew uneven, streetlights sparse. After nearly 40 minutes, Grace alighted in Surulere, a neighborhood of crumbling buildings and narrow alleys. Mr. Charles parked his car and followed on foot, staying in the shadows. Grace stopped at a dilapidated building, its walls cracked, its roof sagging. The windows were boarded up, and the air carried a faint smell of damp earth. Mr. Charles's heart sank. "This is where she lives," he whispered to himself, disbelief tightening his chest. As Grace approached the door, it swung open with a creak. Two small children, a boy and a girl no older than 6 and 8, ran out, their bare feet pattering on the ground. "Mummy!" they cried, throwing themselves into her arms. Grace dropped to her knees, hugging them tightly, her face lighting up with a weary but radiant smile. "I'm here, my loves," she said, kissing their foreheads. Mr. Charles watched from a distance, hidden by a rusted fence. Grace led the children inside, and through a broken window, he saw her sit them on a worn mat. She opened her bag, pulling out a small container of stew and a loaf of bread. Purchased, he realized, with the advance she'd begged for. She divided the food carefully, giving each child a portion. They ate eagerly, their eyes bright with gratitude. But Grace didn't eat. She sat back, watching them with a quiet smile, her own hunger unspoken. Mr. Charles's throat tightened. Tears pricked his eyes as he realized the truth. Grace's every request, every advance, was for her children. She was starving herself to keep them fed. He turned away, wiping his face, his polished shoes stark against the dusty ground. For the first time, his wealth felt hollow. That night, Mr. Charles couldn't sleep. The image of Grace and her children haunted him. The next morning, he arrived at the Golden Spoon with a new resolve. He summoned the HR manager to his office. "We're increasing salaries for all cleaning staff," he said firmly. "And I want a review of their working conditions. No one should go home hungry." Days later, he called Grace to his office. She entered nervously, her hands clasped. "Grace," he began gently, "I followed you home that night. I saw your children." Her eyes widened, fear flickering across her face. "You did nothing wrong," he assured her. "You're a strong mother, and I want to help." He handed her a letter. "You're promoted to supervisor of the cleaning department. Your salary will double." Grace's hands shook as she read the letter. Tears welled up, but she fought them back. "That's not all," Mr. Charles continued, sliding a key across the desk. "I've secured a small flat in Acadia for you and your children. It's modest, but it's safe, with water and electricity." Grace fell to her knees, sobbing. "Thank you, sir," she whispered. "God bless you." That evening, a car arrived at Grace's old home. The driver, sent by Mr. Charles, helped her and her children load their few belongings. The children chattered excitedly as they drove to their new flat in Acadia. The building was simple but clean, with fresh paint and sturdy windows. Inside, there were beds, a small kitchen, and a table for meals. The children ran from room to room, laughing. "Mummy, we have beds!" the girl shouted. Grace stood in the center of the living room, tears streaming down her face. She whispered a prayer of gratitude, her heart full. That night, she cooked a proper meal, egusi soup and pounded yam, using money from the envelope Mr. Charles had given her. The children ate heartily, their laughter filling the room. For the first time in years, Grace ate with them, her own plate full. Weeks later, Grace settled into her new role at the Golden Spoon. She supervised her team with quiet confidence, her smile brighter than before. Mr. Charles watched from his office, his heart lighter. He began implementing more changes: better wages, staff meals, and support for workers' families. Grace's story had opened his eyes to the struggles hidden behind his restaurant's polished facade. One evening, as Grace left work, Mr. Charles stopped her. "You've inspired me, Grace," he said. "Your strength, your love for your children, it's reminded me what really matters." Grace smiled, her eyes shining. "Thank you, sir. You've given us a new life." As she walked away, Mr. Charles felt a warmth he hadn't known before. One act of kindness had transformed not just Grace's life, but his own. In the heart of Lagos, amid the chaos and hustle, a quiet ripple of change had begun, sparked by a mother's love and a boss's compassion. And guess what? There's another very interesting story coming in a few days. So please subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification bell so you'll be the first to watch when I upload it. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends and loved ones. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate